Hi everyone, today I'm going to show some essential things about my projects with the resort pedagogical practice. My project has been with the last 3 months has been teaching based on live experience and the daily context. First of all, my name is Cristian Camilo Carrillo Marin, and I study Universidad Abierta de Distancia, and I qualify with a nice semester. And so it's really exciting for me to share some essential things about my project or my experience about this topic. And the name of the institution is Institución Educativa Bello Horizonte. The institution is public. The infrastructure have two problem with the same the fully other institution is normally with this part, and each classroom and there are more than 40 or 35 students for each classroom, and so it's really hard to the teach in this part or in this contest because when I started with the practice with my practical periodical 2 and the 3 afternoon with the afternoon, and so it's really hard with the teach and this part with the practice with this hard and the 35 student are really hard. And some teachers don't have don't have qualified to the teach on the different areas or some topic because some teacher don't have enough with the knowledge about the different topics with appropriate and the knowledge. For example, English is really important to understand the best ways about the topic, and so it's essential to contribution and acquisition the new things are all the days, and the teacher are not qualified about this practice and the level don't appropriate to the teach. And in some rooms, the technologically screens don't have enough in operation. The number of the students made is very difficult to the teach with the same history within different police institutions. When I wanted watching teaching with the technology resort, I haven't have resort to the teach with the gamification, innovation, or artificial intelligence. And so it's really hard for me to the teach in the perspective. And so my project doesn't have with this part, and so it's essential with the practice and methodology with the practice. My project, the name is the teaching based on live experience on the daily life context, sorry. And the first stable task and the initial assessments of the student vocabulary levels. This activity turned off to be quite simple as didn't require much prior study. We focus on the base topic they were expected to know at their grade level, although many still have difficulty with them. For the reason, I decided to introduce new content related to the topic, and I have planned in the first phase of this activity. Initial assessment of the student vocabulary levels is essential to the comprehension the level of the student with the acquisition of the second language. And so it's really important to understand the situation about the students and perception about the different vocabulary with the animals, fruit, professions, and the different topics about the vocabulary with the A1 the level, and so it's essential to recognize the best ways about this part. And the second is pre-writing activities, brainstorming, vocabulary activations, and idea organization with their speaking. Motivation was the fundamental part of the activity when the student fears receive instructions. They said it was very easy in that they understood everything perfectly. This helped increase their motivation while completely the task. Sign they felt confidence and the capable. In the most classroom, the students showed good behavior and they were able to complete all the activities without any problems. And so it's really important to the recognize about the I like or I don't like the student, and so it's essential activity with the brainstorm and new vocabulary or practice with the feelings or situation about the real life. For example, do you like lettuce? Do you like apple? Do you like pizza? Do you like sandwich? So the student should be um, answer this part is essential with the recognize the listening and the speaking with the practice. And the third part is describes an adjective. In general, the activity is a tour of to be very enjoyable because they were completely different from the usual ones. Each student could see things for their own perspective and describe themselves based on their knowledge and the facial feature. And so describes adjective or the descriptive adjective is essential to understand about the body or the feelings about the essential to the student recognize this part and self monitoring report about the life or the situation about the body. It's essential to describe myself for my perspective about this part. And learning based on the daily content and emotions. I've always emphasized that I want to include content from their students' everyday life, and what better content than their daily emotions and the feeling, which they can express through each activity. It's important to mention that this allow to analyze their behavior in different situations and reflect the emotion they bring to the each plan, task, or activity. And learning based on the daily context, the emotion is essential because each person has different situation or emotion every day. For example, today I'm happy. For example, Santiago doesn't happen today, and so it's really hard to recognize about the emotion the other people, and so it's really important to the each student translate each emotion with the everyday life, with the situation in the context and the study every day, with emotions including the board and the textbook, or some essential things when recognized with the practice about the students with the speaking, listenings, or the simple conversation with the other students. So is the principle mainly about the feature or the persuading about this part? And based on this part in the finally teaching based on the life experience in the daily content, teaching based on the life experience in the daily content is important because relevant the students uh, make learning meaningfully and relate the student to situation that the student know from home, school, or their community. They can understand concepts more easily and remember them for longer. This approach activates a student prior knowledge, encourage motivation, and help them feel more engaged because what they learn relate to their reality. It also supports emotional and the social development by allowing a student to reflect The reality of the support students and understand those other. Additionally, is promote critical thinking and prepare students to solve real life problems and they learn to apply academic concepts everyday situation. And so the last thank you so much for helping me to reproduce my thinking about it, about my projects with the video. And so I'm grateful for the opportunity to share my ideas with the principal knowledge or the acquisition, the new things about students. Yesterday, I was finished with the students to the class. Yesterday, I was prepared for the students, the next level or the next grades about the next year. And so it's essential to get over the problems about the situation or reality of the humans about the all the problems and so I'll need to get right off all the situation we don't the situations don't have to acquire more knowledge with the prepare about the students so it's essential to understand about this part and I try to improve my language every day in get over my problems about my preparations or speaking fluency. It's really hard for me to understand about this part because I don't remember about the all the things and so it's necessary to recognize this situation and implement the situations. And the finally thank you so much for today and see you again for the practice and thank you for the opportunity to share my contest dates about my projects. Bye.